Welcome everyone, Questine here with another video about Malachi McCason and his crazy Doomstacks. And to test out our Doomstack, we have the Skaven over here who will provide much entertainment. This is a bit crazy, I gotta tell you. Like, what is Scroll do? Just conquering the freaking world? Like, this is the ultimate endgame crisis with maxed out armies, but I don't think I've ever seen this many armies, and when I saw it, I had to go here to fight it. So, it says Pyrrhic Victor, but bot resolve mods. But, like, yeah, very hard battle difficulty, AI stats modifier. These are all gold ranked. I think this one may not necessarily be rank 9, but like the other ones, like Malachi recruits rank 9 units. So let's see how a faction like the Skaven, that has a lot of air power, anti-air power rather, deals with this. This should be interesting. Jeez, you know, I don't think I've ever faced this kind of, like, okay, there's only 4 armies there. I've certainly faced that before, but like not everything else that's concentrated to this area. Let's go for it. All right, so here we are on the battlefield. Let's get slaughtering Skaven. So I'm gonna put group 1. Group 2 and Group 3. The reason I'm putting these Group 3 is because they can't... hold on. Group 1. The reason I'm putting the Regiment of Renown Group 3 is because if I don't put it in there, they will... I can't use the bombs. Now, the problem in this particular with this particular army is the fact that the bombs of the Gyrobombers are bugged. So you're supposed to have multiple bomb types, at least that's how I read the benefits. So you're supposed to have basic bombs and 2 different upgraded bombs. But you only have one that has limited uses. So what you're gonna see here is not even the freaking ultimate version of this. Like, this is still like, CA needs to fix their bugs. So here comes a strategic air force of the Dwarves. You can say Thunder Barges. No, Thunder Barges are not the strategic air force. Thunder Barges, I'll tell you what they are. Thunder Barges are a freaking Thunder Barges are a freaking battleship in the air. Oh, jeez. Okay, so... Okay, now, obviously, approaching from that particular angle can cause some problems, but here's the thing. You can always fly over the enemy, and what the hell are they gonna do against them? Nothing, because they can do nothing. These guys can also shoot while moving, so that's certainly a nice benefit, but yeah, damn, that's already... we've taken some damage, artillery doing its thing, to be sure, but like, yeah, that entire section of the enemy army has been eliminated. So, like, Rattling Gunner shooting. Now, the crazy thing about the Gyrobombers is not their bombs, it's like their regular damage is crazy powerful. And this is not even necessarily their final form, because, like, okay, so I'm dealing with an endgame crisis here situation. So, obviously, these Rattling Gunners are dangerous, right? But here's the thing. They can regenerate HP. Yeah, that's pretty bloody crazy. They're good at, like, they've got a lot of range. They don't outrange artillery, so it's just worth pointing that out over there. They can't outrange artillery. They can certainly survive a lot. So even when something like this happens, oh, I'm screwed, right? No, you are not screwed. You're just having fun. So it's like, oh, it's like Skaven. Boom. That is literally napalm. Like, napalm bomb to be specific. Okay, so Poison Wind, Globadiers. Okay, so let's use the Regiment Renown version and use their better bombs there. Oh, I'll certainly win this battle. Believe it or not, the reason I'm illustrious is because I was looking at what kind of armies could stop me, and it's like, Chaos Dwarves couldn't, even though I have that endgame crisis enabled. Chaos Dwarves could not have stopped me. I considered going against Greenskins, but it's like, just, yeah, good luck for Greenskins. Now, there was the one vulnerability that you can have with this kind of army would be air, but to be honest with you, and just obviously keep in mind that, geez, that's insane. So please do fix that, CA, because like, okay, let's just delete the Lord. So it's like, oh hey there, goodbye there. I wonder if there's any kind of friendly fire. So yeah, these guys can delete lords. That is something. So you're dealing with any single entity in a battle. Like one of the things that they did with brimstone guns is they removed their anti-large benefit. But to be honest, you want an anti-large unit? Here's your anti-large unit. Here's your single entity killing machine. Now, obviously, troll hammers would be pretty good at this as well, but damn, that is an insane level of damage right there. And they're healing still. So yeah. Like, yeah, more damage. It's like, oh, you're sending in more shit. Thank you for your efforts. And meanwhile, Malachi is like, can I die yet? And it's like, no, you cannot die yet. And the problem with dealing with this kind of army is like, even if you ambush, it's like, oh, we're just gonna fly away. The engineers might die, sure. Though you can put armors of destiny, and the dwarves do have that capability of crafting items. Okay, let's disengage. So let's disengage over here. Let's get these guys to drop some bombs. So let's disengage over here. Reposition the entire armada. Okay, so let's get some bombs. Like, that's the thing. Anything that could threaten you, that you can't kill quickly enough with the guns, the artillery pieces on this damn thing, you can certainly kill using the bombs, right? So literally there is no threat in the entire game that can stop this. Like, genuinely. Like I saw Legend of Total War playing a campaign with just regular gyros, and he was like winning battles that he would lose with virtually every other army in the game. That's because the game is not really designed or balanced around the idea of like having flying range units. I mean, we've had gyrobombers since the day the game came out, right? Since the day Warhammer 1 came out, but they were not really this powerful. Oh, geez, that's something. Like, they're fast, they're durable, they replenish HP, and they have, they don't have the missile resistance or the bronze shields that gyrocopters do, but realistically, like, you can make a strong argument, well, if you're using this, you don't need to do this. Like, that's the thing. Like, this is a silly army in a lot of ways, right? It's a good army, but in a proper situation, what kind of army would you use in a dwarf campaign? Well, you get some of these, to be sure, but then you know, put these guys together with regular gyrocopters, together with maybe 1 or 2 thunder barges if you just want to delete everything that stands in your way. So much for a Skaven anti-air. Like, yeah, their artillery. Like, I've taken more damage here than I would have against most opponents, to be sure. But yeah, and it's like, oh, I see a lord. Just boom. Like, that damage is absurd. Let's get more bombs over the target there. Rattling gunners coming in. Worth pointing out, they can fire while freaking moving. So it's like, oh, the enemy is sending air units. What are we gonna do? Outrun them. Literally, it's like you've got. This has 131 speed. And by the way, it's kind of worth saying that it's not just like Malachi obviously will have the best version of this, especially in his own army. And like the Supreme version is like, if I really was in trouble, I could just move them next to Malachi and get his buffs. So, but I'm obviously not going to do that right now. More Skaven coming in. Alright, let's ignore everything there and drop another set of bombs there. Artillery, they delete artillery. They delete pretty much anything. Yeah, they're pretty nasty. And again, this is a bugged version. Like, if I had all the bombs available and I didn't need to conserve these, like if I had the regular bombs, this Skaven army would be long destroyed. And I probably would not have taken even this damage. Also, it would have helped. Like, you can get Vanguard deployment on these for the research stream, which I didn't because why would I freaking bother with that? Like, it's worth it far, far more to focus on other things in the research tree than this. But yeah, like, these guys are done. So much for this Skaven. Another thing worth pointing out about this kind of army is if you actually do encounter an opponent that, let's say for whatever reason, you can't defeat, right? Well, one of the things you can do is you can go into a battle, drop all your bombs, even with the limited capacity you have right now, and then just retreat if you can, and just come back again. All your bombs will be replenished, and it's like, what they gonna do? So yeah, it's like, it's insanity, like over here. Ammo is an issue, because they do consume it very quickly, but that's why you have engineers. So like free engineers, my bad. So that's why you have engineers to replenish their ammunition if they do run out. Will I need that in this battle, considering I'm literally fighting 4 freaking stacks over here? Will I actually need that? I don't know. Now, another problem for artillery in dealing with this particular stack is, while artillery can certainly do the damage to take them out, like you're seeing, like, keep in mind, this is an in-game crisis. They have all the research, they have high-level lords. Most of the armies you would meet in a campaign would not have that kind of level of power. They would not, certainly not have the unit ranks that you're seeing right here. Okay, so some of them are starting to run out of ammunition, which is not really a problem. Okay, so that's sorted out. Okay. Some more of them are breaking. Let me just speed this up, because... oh boy, that is so silly. Okay, like the enemy leaders are dead. And so what I'm going to do here... like just form... Okay. And... we can also heal them with Malachi. Okay, who else? Like Malachi's replenish ammo ability. Like, it's probably best if you don't just if you form them in multiple lines, then group them up. And then, yeah, just lock the group. It's literally laggy. Alright, Storm Vermin coming in. Anything that could resist their guns is just not gonna survive their bombs. So, yeah. Okay, do I have... Yep. And worth pointing out that I am playing with the highest possible stats in this particular battle, so they're certainly not breaking because of that. Like, they normally would have broken by this point. Okay, so we're still running out of ammunition. Okay, pull them back. So most of the Skaven are certainly breaking apart. I wonder how much more they can take. Okay, so we got some bombs on these guys. So they're not necessarily the worst thing in melee either. That's the hilarious part. It's like, oh, I ran out of ammunition. Well, I got 50 melee attack. So what you gonna do about that, babe? What you gonna do about that? But yeah, like, the only real limiting factor when a battle like this would be ammo. Okay. And the lag. The lag. What in the world happened there? What? Yeah, the game is lagging a bit much there. That literally to the point that the audio is... Yeah, I think the game is not quite capable of dealing with this. Just an expectation. So yeah, that battle is won. Okay, let's try and see if we can deal with that. Okay, more Skaven. Are there any more freaking Skaven? Because I'm like starting to get pretty pissed off. Yeah, I guess that's the last of them. Let's just delete them quickly, because, yeah. Okay. Oh, we also got Menace from below, because of course we do, so yeah. Sometimes there are battle maps which do lag quite a bit, so yeah, this is certainly one of them. But yeah, that battle is won. So let's just move on from this. So that was the battle. Experience cap, as you might expect. Lots of kills, hundreds of kills on every single one of them. Good, not necessarily the best amount of money, but I didn't really pursue them there. Hell of a thing, really. And yeah, my audio is certainly bugging out in that particular situation. So there's some performance issues because of the constant explosions, I believe. Like, I fought many battles in the game so far, like... Clear a path for the angry dwarf and his guys. I guess I could try and attack this particular army to clear all of this out if I really wanted to get out of here. Okay, so what's going on? We got the Eyes of Grugni, which can buff up units in the army. We obviously have things like Artillery Master. We get everything else in his skill line, including the 20% missile strength for Malachi himself. We also have, of course, tradition of innovation for ammunition and range, as well as Dawi firepower over there. That is what we get from Malachi when we're looking at his Lord. When we're looking at his Lord effect, right? And obviously we do have that 8% casualty replenishment over there. Now, beyond that, we gotta consider the Spirit of Grugni. That's not really gonna offer you any kind of benefit for these guys, so that's meaningless. It is a tier 4 unit to recruit from the Spirit, and let me just look at a regular settlement to talk about this. Don't take this campaign as seriously. So you do need tier 4 for these guys. They are certainly a lot more expensive than regular Gyrobombers, and regular Gyrobombers, you know, they can handle quite a few things, right? So not really as much of a problem. Faction effect, you do get the recruit rank. Like Malachi can recruit these. At this point, I can recruit the max rank. Like gold artillery unit, like every unit I can recruit gold rank, but these guys I can recruit max rank over here. It does take 2 turns, so that's not particularly great. That isn't particularly great to deal with. You do have the ability of reducing global recruitment duration, but not necessarily local. So that is an annoying thing with respect to that. And I don't think like there's like, yeah. You do get, like, the thing that I'm missing is heavy armor plating, so missile resistance. I am missing also Vanguard deployment as well as more speed. So, like, it's not worth it to go for that, but realistically, unless you were rushing for this army, if you're playing naturally, you would get this army later. Though, of course, you do get free Gyrobombers from Malachi's adventures. Now, speaking about those adventures, it is the vampire one. It's the most annoying one to deal with in a lot of ways, but this is what you're gonna get. You're gonna get ward save, you're gonna get magical attacks, you're supposed to get 2 different bombs over there. So the only one that's working is like the fire bombs, but you're supposed to get the Skyhammer fire bomb. So that is the problem. Like, your 5 uses versus 3 uses. So you're supposed to get both of these, right? And I also think you're supposed to keep the regular ones, but at least you're supposed to have these 5. So that is what I'm talking about when I'm saying, like, this is not quite as good as it could be. Because if I had a lot more bombs, that battle would have been easy. Like, especially considering, like, you know, right now, if we look at them, they only have regular fire bombs, which certainly decent, get the job done. But, like, you know, Skyhammer fire bombs, a lot more powerful over there. And that particular perspective, though it might kill your performance. So yeah, but lots of damage. So not even the final form of these guys, they have 1k damage over here, and it's not like we can talk about the Regiment Renowned, though though really the Regiment Renowned, the main difference between Regiment Renowned is like it's not as durable, by the way, because yeah, the Skyhammer kind of needs a bit of an update in terms of its HP, but the difference is the bombs. So the Skyhammer does have these bombs, which you're supposed to get on every single one of them. But crucially, you have 1k damage that also reduces enemy speed. So you have units with extreme speed that also suppress the enemy. So if you're being chased by flying units, these guys are actually really good against flying units. I learned that by dealing with the Dwarf endgame crisis, playing as Malachi, and watching these guys not quite destroy my troll hammers, but like they certainly put a lot of pressure. They have a good amount of range. Like, if we consider the situation, right? Like, let's just consider. Actually, I'm just gonna go over here. So if we consider the troll hammer torpedoes versus these guys, they have 40 more range, and they are about the same durability. And they do have that bronze shield, of course. But the thing about the troll hammers, who are the only unit of gyrocopters that can compare to these giant hammers, the problem is they're inaccurate. Like, their weapons will miss a lot. These weapons on the gyrobombers, they're fairly accurate. They can fire while moving. These guys can't fire while moving. There are some clear differences. Like, if we look, I may not have completed everything with the gyrobombers, but like, yeah, you don't get fire while moving with them. So that is the flexibility there. Regular gyrobombers can do it. Brimstone's guns can. These guys are better than regular gyrobombers by a lot, even if they're double the cost almost. They do a lot of damage. They're very fast. So again, looking at troll hammers over here, the troll hammers are slightly faster, but these guys, 131 speed with 3 engineers. You could put maybe 4 engineers, and honestly, if I had put another engineer, I probably wouldn't have even had a quarter of the ammo issues I did. I still would have had them. So ammo is certainly a bit of a problem, though. you know, I just gonna point out, right, that gyrocopters would have certainly ran out of ammunition. They're faster, so like I'm not sure if I could have defeated all of that as easily with troll hammers. I mean, troll hammers do defeat units, but still, yeah. Fix the bombs for these guys, and they become insanely good. Like they already have 15% missile resistance, so add 10% more for the research tree, they become better. They do have that ward save, so yeah, you can get 25% missile resistance and 10% ward save. They will literally outrun most units. Like Chaos Furies can catch up to them, but you can slow Chaos Furies down. That's the thing. Like you suppress them. Your weapons are fairly accurate. They're good against, single entities. They're good against lords. They're good against heroes. They're good against swarms of enemies. Like, yeah, like Thunder Barges, they can be countered in some ways because they have those issues of speed. Like these guys, yeah, they can weave around the battlefield. And mind you, I didn't necessarily play that battle in the most perfect way, but insane level of power available over here to be sure. Highly recommend using this army. Or at least getting some of these. Like, I guess that's the best way to describe it. This is a demonstration of what an entire stack of these can do, but put a couple of these in an army of cannons with troll hammers, with regular gyros, you're gonna cook, let's say. That is, and not just Malachi. Like, obviously Malachi is the most amount of power because of his lord effects, but you don't necessarily need Malachi. Malachi's lord effect, like that 20% missile strength, you can live without it. So, like, you can, as long as you get like 3 or 4 engineers, that is fine. Question signing out.